Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Spykor, Serpent-Claw Manatoms, the Snake Infiltrator, and Sssqueeze, brought to us by the fine folks over at, say it with me now, Mattel. And as far as I can confirm for you guys out there, all you beautiful people, I'm lying of course, you're all ugly as sin. No, I'm just kidding. This is the final wave of Masters of the Universe Origins figures that will be released at quote-unquote retail stores before they switch over to the cartoon collection, which is a big fat crock of bullcrap because I haven't been able to find most of these figures in the stores for a year and a half now. And if the stores get them, it's long after I've already gotten them from the fine folks over at a Big and Bad Toy Store, which is where I got most of these. I actually got this bugger, Serpent-Claw Man-at-Arms. Hopefully I pointed to him. If not, what do you want for free? Come on, man. Give me a break. I got him at my local Walmart. Well, one of my two local Walmarts. Surprisingly enough, they had something that was worth a crap, so I picked him up. That said, I'm going to shut up. We're going to cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review with the mini comic, complete with words, and then cross-sell on the back. Again, another wave without any of those Sunman losers, which I'm totally okay with, because I don't care. And I just realized I held the comic upside down. Whoops! Or did I? What is going on with this thing? Well, there it is again. With words and a cross-sell on the back. In case I effed it up the first time, which I may have, but I don't know. That's not why people have come here. They came here for the toys. So we're going to look at those. Starting off with this Prickle Puss over here. Not to be confused with the dude from Toy Story 3. Was it Prickle Puss or was it Prickle Pants? I don't know. We'll call them both, I'm sure, throughout the course of this review. He's actually got a legit torso that's got the spiky things on it. It's not an armor piece like the Junkyard Dog from the Masters of WWE Eternia. That said, he does, of course, come with his club. To smack you with. And an extended version of his little trident hand here. If we pop this off, we can put this other one on. There you go. And he can have a stabby trident hand. And it does hinge side to side. A little bit. It doesn't hinge a lot. I would rather this orange bit be on the wrist, and then this is the part that pops off, if I'm being quite honest. Because it's not like we get a hand for this side, you know? But much like the Revelation version, it looks like it's not so much a part of him as it is his hand inside a device that allows it to shoot forward like that. Which doesn't really make sense, because that's not a big enough surface area for this to go inside, and yada yada yada. A lot of people would have rather he had the action feature, but me personally, I don't care about that, but the practicality of this, it's not really there, man. It's a little off, but as far as articulation goes on this guy, we got a double ball peg in the head there. This crazy, demented sea urchin from hell looking head. Look at that. His shoulders will go out, back down. They will rotate all the way around, as long as the spikes are not in the way. He does have a hinge in the elbow with a swivel. Listen to that. Nice tight joints, man. Gotta love it. He's got a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. He's got a swivel in the waist. He's got T-jointed hips, kick out, back down, they kick forward and back. He's got a swivel at the knee with a hinge. Not as good of a pop there. What about this? There we go. Listen to that. Nice tight joints. Love to hear it. Let's have a boot cut with a hinge in the foot and a rocker. And that's the same across the board here, with the exception of Sssqueeze on the end there, because he's got the big Go-Go Gadget extendo arms. So giving this guy his club here. It should be worth noting that the last Evil Warrior we got was a good old Whiplash here, as far as I can remember. Unless you want to count Cobra Khan, which I tend to not, because he's always with the Snake Men for me. But Whiplash here was the last Evil Warrior, main Evil Warrior, we'll say, we got in the Life of the Origins line, and we're still down one guy. Where the heck is Too Bad? He's been on the packaging for like 2 years, but we have yet to see him in this line. So that is kind of lame, because we got all these snake dorks, but we didn't get Too Bad. So there is Spykor. Looking pretty cool. Definitely probably one of the better figures to come out this year from the Origins line. Is he my favorite? Probably not. But one that's definitely a little bit of a letdown is this Serpent-Claw Man-at-Arms, which, comparing him to his standard counterpart here, from way back in Wave 1, figured I'd dust him off for you. But there you go. Wow. I can't believe out of the entirety of the Origins line, we've only gotten 2 figures that were advertised as Man-at-Arms. I'm not going to count the PowerCon exclusive, and I'm not going to count the Palace Guard, because those weren't advertised as Man-at-Arms, and, you know, the PowerCon exclusive was a PowerCon exclusive. So, with that in mind, how many people out there, show of hands, don't worry, I can see them, would have rather we just got a 2000X Man-at-Arms with the big pauldron? I know I would have, especially since we got the armor mold on this figure. Which, you know, I'm going to turn this guy into probably a Palace Guard. Because Mr. Brian, a.k.a. my dad, a.k.a. the old man, has one of those. I'm going to buy that off him. And a good buddy, friend of the channel, Evil Villain, is sending me an extra Palace Guard. So I will have the extra pieces to make one. But, yeah, I would have rather this armor come in orange, with the fur painted, preferably. That looks kind of cheap that it's not, but, you know, it's not the end of the world, I guess, right? But I would have rather just gotten a straight-up 2000X Man-at-Arms, as opposed to this. We're getting something similar to this in the Turtles crossover line, but it's not the same. But as far as his accessories go, he does come with his club here, which is in silver. So there you go, you can give him that if you want. And then the thing he comes with, the piece de resistance, he comes with this, I'll just lay him down, Serpent-Claw, which may seem familiar to you 2000X fanatics. So you pop this out, it's the freaking arm cannon! Yes! This is like the best piece of this whole figure. So, popping that back in there. I found that popping this on the side with the armor on it is a little bit more secure. If you turn the hand, it will fit on there, but the best thing to do is to pop the hand out and put this on, and then it'll be a super solid fit. But for now, that does work. Yeah, man, that looks pretty rad. I do like that. I would have liked the ponytail head, maybe, with this version. That would have been kind of cool. Since we already have Man-at-Arms with his helmet, with this figure here, and also the Palace Guard. So, you know, a little variety wouldn't hurt, but for the most part, it's a solid figure. I like him, but a bit to be desired, because I would have preferred just the standard Man-at-Arms colors on that chest armor. Mostly the chest armor. I can get the other bits off of this guy here. The Snake Infiltrator, who is basically a straight-up reissue of this guy. In case yours was like mine and had floppy legs, I swapped the boots out with a extra He-Man so he at least doesn't have loose ankles. But yeah, man, this old Palace Guard, loose as heck. But if you were to take the head off of this guy, which can be easier said than done. Set that back here. And then the head off of this guy. Drop the shield there. Pop it on here. Boom! Palace Guard with nice tight joints. Isn't it? Well, his joints don't make the clicky sound, but rest assured, these are much tighter joints. So, you know, you can do that. You can do that. That's fine. But taking this head off, I'm going to set that there for a moment. One thing I did, and I hinted at this in a previous video, I'm going to set this stuff aside from the other Palace Guard there. We'll pop his head on. And I guess before I get too far ahead of myself, this guy does come with the snake staff that I showcased in my Diabolical Snake Invasion review. So if you want him to have this, you can. And then he also comes with the halberd that Scareglow had, which is pretty much his weapon of choice. There you go. Now you're really looking like a Palace Guard. And I think the greens match on this older figure here. So you could easily give him the shield from the previous version. But what I like to do with this figure, personally, is one thing I did is I heated up this helmet and I made it removable. So you could take this off. I wouldn't recommend displaying him like this. He's got a big gash in the back of his head there. Putting that to the side. That other Palace Guard figure came with this head. The regular looking Man-at-Arms head without the mustache. I heated up this helmet and popped it off. Like so. And what you can do is pop this on here. Like that. There you go. And then you can unfasten this armor on the back here. Just kind of push these little tabs off. There's one side. There's the other side, and then you can pull this off. There you go. Set that off to the side. Then you can take that chest armor. Where did I put that head? I must have put it off to the side already. You could take the chest armor. There it is. Take the chest armor from that Palace Guard set. And you can wrap it around this guy like so. Snap it together there. Then you just gotta snap these little straps in place on the back here. Let's pop that in. Sometimes these straps are a little tricky and I tend to just pop the arm off. I gotta put these on. There's one. Let's see if I can get the other one in. There he is with the standard Man-at-Arms armor. And then you can just slip this gauntlet off here. And you can take this armor, you can pop this off, you can just kind of slide it down the arm. It will slide down the arm like that. And then for this, I recommend just kind of popping the boot off. But that is kind of tight, so I am going to try and pop this off, actually. But it can be easier said than done. There we go. And now you have a Serpent Man-at-Arms for your Origins collection, which is pretty freaking cool. And I know he's missing something, don't worry. We get the club from that Palace Guard set, and boom, your Serpent Man-at-Arms is complete. Looking pretty cool. You can even give him the arm cannon from the Serpent-Claw one if you want. But there you go. There is Serpent Man-at-Arms. Pretty cool. And just to save on time, I'm just going to set him here as he is. Because that probably took a little longer than anticipated. But hey, I figured I'd show you guys how I did that. I might do it in a short as well, just so more people will notice it. Because not everyone's going to watch this review and know that, you know? So, with that said, moving on to the final Snake Man, who, like his previous Snake Man counterpart, and I knocked stuff over, Tongue Lashore, doesn't really look like a snake at all. Get out of here, Whiplash. You're already on screen. Actually, no, we need him for a minute. Before we do that, this guy comes with his snake gun. I heard it's a snake gun. Don't ask me. And what you do is you kind of just coil it around his hand here, then his arm, like so. And there you go. There he is with his snake gun, question mark. And his arms are bendy. You can bend the snot out of them. So you can really bend these around. Hopefully these don't like crack and go to shiznit over time, but seems pretty sturdy to me. But one thing a lot of people have been doing, if they had extras, that is if I set him back here for a moment, because I do have an extra Squeeze, because this one's arms were a little loose at a package, so BBTS was kind enough to replace it. Whiplash here, they've taken his arms and they've been popping them into Squeeze here. There. And to have Squeeze with shorter arms. Average size arms, we'll say. I'm sure you could pop the hands in there, but they'd look a little funny because they're huge. But these are the only green arms I know that match this guy, but they don't have the skin detail on them. Like, at all. Like, this guy's covered in scales, has a weird freaking Terraclaw Skeletor singlet here. Makes him look kind of fruity, if you ask me. And the freaking dinosaur head. Like, what is that? It looks like Kermit the Frog. Yay! But they've been using these arms to give them average size arms, which is cool. I like that, but I don't like the fact that it doesn't have the scale textures. So my Whiplash will be staying as one piece, A, because I only have the one, and B, because, well, it doesn't have the scale texture, so it looks off, if you know what I mean. It literally looks like a kit bash. And I know if Mattel were to release Squeeze with the scaled arms, or the scaled down arms, I should say, they would put that extra detail on there. Instead, bringing him back in. I do really like the Squeeze figure. I will tell you the arms, the bendy arms, are very heavy, so over time I could see them getting loose, but as it stands, he is still pretty cool. He does have the same wrist joints as all the other figures. It's just he's got these massive hands, And he's also got bracers, so that's another thing that Whiplash figure's missing. So you'd have to maybe... If they did a Horde Slime Pit He-Man, those arms would probably match a little better. So if you had doubled up on a Slime Pit He-Man, if they were to make such a thing, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't, that would be the one to double up on if you ask me. But I like Squeeze. I will say some of the joints are tighter than others on him. But he does have really, really solid knees. So that's the wave, man. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm not sure if it's one of the strongest waves of the year, but definitely pretty cool. So before we wrap this up, here is, of course, Brother Mandibilith. And the infamous Living Spawn, because it wouldn't be one of my videos without him. It's kind of not in frame there, so yeah, there you go. So with that being said, it's time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and much like the previous Masters of the Universe Origins wave, brought to us by the fine folks over at, say it with me now, Mattel. I quite like this one. It has its shortcomings, but at the end of the day, we're kinda, quote-unquote, kinda, back to format and getting 4 Masters characters. That's right, another wave free of Sunman dorks, and it's okay if you like Sunman. It's fine. It's just not my cup of tea. That said, I did notice while posing him, my Squeeze's arm, replacement arm, the tighter arm on the right side, the wire's poking a hole through the rubber. Just like my Lexington figure from NECA's Gargoyles line. Can we please just stop with bendy wire? It's not working. I've had this happen twice now, and I'm kind of sick of it, to be honest with you. That said, I'm going to try and heat up the peg and pop it out. Maybe it's glued. Hopefully it's not injection molded. Maybe it's glued, because if it's glued, it can come out, and I can fix it that way. But as it stands, that freaking blows and makes more work for me. So, yay. But at the end of the day, the other 3 figures in this wave gives you some custom fodder for a Snake Man-at-Arms and 2000X Man-at-Arms, if you are inclined to do so, and helps wrap up the Evil Warriors, who we are 1 away from having the complete team. We need 2 bad. Where is 2 bad? At least as far as the main ones go. I know there's, was it Twistoid? One of the weird spinning guys, but I don't have a lot of connection with those characters, so I don't really have anything to say about them. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later, hopefully with a repaired Squeeze. That freaking sucked. That almost ruined the review. Not gonna lie.